Welcome again to Lit Mode. This is the first week GK of December month 2020. So this is going to be the last month GK and it is extremely important for upcoming exams in which GA will be asked. So the first news, as you can see from here also, like Virat Kohli is the fastest to 12,000 run and he has took only 242 innings. So this question is extremely important and can be asked in any of the men's coming forward like SEBI, SBI, RRB or IBPS PO. Now, RBI bi-monthly MPC policy meeting highlights are there. Why? Monetary Policy Committee meeting happens bi-monthly. Okay, so every 2 months. So December is the 12th month, so it is the 6th MPC meeting. So 6 meeting in a year. Why? Because it's bi-monthly, every 2 months. So let's discuss about the highlights which has been mentioned in MPC policy meeting. So the first is MPC decided to keep repo rate unchanged at 4%. Now why repo rate has been kept unchanged at 4%? Because we have seen that Q1 and Q2 inflation CPI, basically cost price inflation, has been more than 7%. Okay, so when the inflation is high, then RBI takes accommodative stance. Now you have to be thinking why RBI is taking accommodative stance when inflation is high, and what is accommodative? So accommodative stance is like RBI is not going to reduce the rate or increase the rate. They will just watch the future scenario and then only decide what will be the repo rate. So more chances are there that they will degrade the repo rate only, that will be reduced, but that is dependable on future. If inflation is more than 8-9%, then it will be not decreased, but if inflation is low, then repo rate can be lowered. Why repo rate should be lowered? So basically when repo rate is lowered, then banks can get money from RBI at cheaper interest rate. Okay, so when RBI will disburse money to banks at cheaper interest rate, then banks will be also able to provide loans to MSMEs, common users and industrialists at cheaper interest rate. And when they will provide the liquidity to the industry, then obviously industry will invest that into the infrastructure, and when infrastructure will be improved, then job will be created, and again when job will be created, people will have more money to spend. Similarly, if bank will provide loan to common user like home loan, car loan, personal loan, then again it will have a knock-on effect on the Indian economy. Then the consumer will have surplus money to spend, and when the liquidity will be high, then obviously there will be more demand, and when there is more demand, always there will be a supply side effect also, and then the economy will boom. So that's the basic reason why repo rate should be lowered. But yes, inflation should be less. If inflation is high, means already people are having money and still you are lowering the repo rate, then that can have a different impact on economy. So that altogether will be a different case. So if you want to know the nuances what I am discussing, subscribe to our full RBI Grade B course and you will get such kind of economic news and minute details of economics. And you can go to the playlist section also. There is a playlist known as economics and social issues. So go over there and do watch the video. If you like the videos, then only subscribe to our RBI Grade B full course. Now the second news is reverse repo rate has been kept at 3.35%. So always repo rate is higher than reverse repo rate, otherwise banks will deposit more money with RBI, because reverse repo rate is different than repo rate. Repo rate is like when bank takes money from RBI, and when banks have more money, they deposit that same money into the RBI, and then RBI have to pay the interest back to the bank. So 3.35% will be also lower than 4%. Now the next news is the real GDP growth for 2021 is projected at minus 7.5%. So yes, after continuous minus 23.9% and minus 7.5% of declination in GDP year on year, quarterly 1, 2, then prediction is that annually our growth will be minus 7.5%. And the irony is only the country which has spread the virus, China, they are going into the positive and they are going to touch $15 trillion economy. Where we are sitting around $2.5 trillion. We were about to reach $3 trillion, but because of this, we will see a declination of 7 to 8%. So obviously 2.9, when you calculate the 8% of 2.9, then eventually we will come down to 2.5 or $2.6 trillion. That's a bad news for Indian economy in the long term. Now, the next news is the RBI last changed policy rate on May 22. This is the third time in a row that the central bank has decided to maintain status quo. So, status quo is simple like जैसा चल रहा है वैसा ही चलने दो. Whatever is going on, let it be. Don't interfere. Basically, accommodative stance. The six-member MPC persisted with its accommodative stance. Got it? The RBI has been facing a tough task of juggling between various objectives: inflation, rupee, bond yields, and liquidity. So I have already mentioned inflation, liquidity, and the rupee also comes into play because to stabilize the basically currency as well as to maintain the forex, they basically buy dollars and also do OMO operations, LTRO, bond selling, buying. So these things are a bit in detail. So if you want to learn about all these things, go to our free videos in the finance section, in the economic section that is available in the playlist, and go and watch those sections to get more knowledge over this. And the next news is RBI has enhanced limit for contactless card payments from 2000 to 5000. This will be effective from 1st January 2021. Contactless and card payments are done via NFC, near field communication technology. So when two devices are in a limited range, then you can connect it using NFC. So using NFC, contactless card payment can be done because in coronavirus we are seeing that social distancing is happening. So similarly for cards also we will do contactless card payments, and the limit has been increased from 2000 to 5000 rupees. So remember this data. 5,000 rupees, okay, and the effective date is 1st of January 2021. Now from 1st January 2021 there is one more important news, the IUC charges. Okay, so IUC is interconnect user charge, which telecom companies charges to another telecom company. Like if there is person A, B and C. So if A and B both are on Jio network, then if you will call from A to B, then there will be no charge. But when C is on Airtel or Vodafone and A or B used to call C, so earlier there was 6 paisa per minute charge on this thing. Okay, so Jio have to pay Airtel if person is calling from Jio to Airtel. Now TRAI has done that IUC charge will be no more. So from 1st January 2021 there will be no calling charges from Jio which has been charged earlier. The old date was 1st January 2020 to implement that, but that has been extended by 1 year and now it will be implemented from 1st January 2021. Which thing? IUC by TRAI. And you should know the chairman of TRAI. Who is the chairman of TRAI? Do comment in the comment box or Google it out. I am not going to tell everything. You have also to do some bit of effort. Now the next news is related to real-time gross settlement system, which is going to be available 24/7 from December 14. It happens on a real-time basis and the minimum amount of fund transfer is raised 2 lakh with no maximum limit. In a similar move in December 2019, the NEFT system was made available on a 24/7/365 basis. So basically 24/7 is 24 hours, 7 days. And NEFT has been done 24/7 into 365, means 365 days. Okay. So RTGS and NEFT is anytime you can do the payment, and RTGS is for big payments more than 2 lakh. NEFT is for less payment. IMPS is also instant money payment system, and the full form are also important of RTGS and NEFT. RTGS is real time gross settlement system and NEFT is National Electronic Funds Transfer. Why this is important? Because in recent IBPS SO exam held on 26th December 2020, we have seen that the full form has been asked from the payment, like IMPS full form was asked. So this is important for the upcoming mains. Now there are more data which you can see from here also. So few data which I want to mention to all of you. Let me, yeah. So here you can see the RBI had last cut repo rate in May this year. So you can see here somewhere you will see a cut in the repo rate in May. Okay. So first, second, third, 3 quarters, 3 bi-monthly policy, there is no change. So here you will see a decrement in the repo rate, which has been from 4.5 to 4%, something like that. And RBI has revised GDP growth to be 7.5% in negative. Okay. And for fiscal year 21, it will be 9.5%. So the prediction as of now is minus 7.5%, and let's see where it goes. In the third chart, you can see the CPI. So consumer price index, you can see here, it is around 7.5%, and the prediction is that in next quarter we will see 6.8 and 5.8 as CPI. So if we will go to 6.8 or 5.8, still the decrement of repo rate will be tough for RBI. Let's see what happens. And union budget is also in the pipeline, so the whole economic sector is heated up a bit. So here on tap TLTRO extension is also mentioned, like it has been extended to 26 stressed sectors identified by Kamath committee and plus healthcare. So Kamath committee has identified this thing, and liquidity adjustment facility and marginal standing facility extended to regional rural bank. So MSF and LAF has been extended to regional rural banks, which has not been done earlier. Commercial cooperative banks not to make any dividend payout from profits pertaining to fiscal year 20. So commercial and cooperative bank will not make any dividend payout from profits after fiscal year 2020, and dividend distribution policy for NBFCs to be formulated. What is dividend distribution? So basically, if any company is getting some profit, so they share their profit with investors also according to a formula. Next is proposed risk-based internal audit for large NBFC and cooperative banks. So after Yes Bank crisis, PMC crisis, so RBI is going to do a risk-based internal audit for large NBFCs and cooperative banks, and there is an internal working group committee G also working on that. And the committee is headed by Mr. X. And who is Mr. X? In the November week 4 GK, I have explained the name. So go and watch the November week 4 GK if you have not watched yet. Limit for contactless card transactions has been hiked from 2000 to 5000. RTGS to be available 24/7, which has already been mentioned in the video. And limit for contactless card already mentioned. External trade to be enhanced via delegation of more powers to authorized dealer banks. So external trade will be specifically in focus because our export is stagnant since a decade. The various instruments at our command will be used at the appropriate time, calibrating them to ensure that ample liquidity is available to the system. Mr. Shaktikant Das, RBI governor, has made this statement. So you can also draw whatever you understand from this statement. It's very lucid and clear. Now we will discuss about more bank news. ICICI Bank has opened its representative office in Kathmandu, Nepal. So ICICI Bank has again done a remarkable thing, and earlier we have saw that only SBI was doing foreign opening of branches. Now ICICI Bank is also doing so at a faster pace. Fintech startup Pay Nearby partnered with Yes Bank and NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, to launch the Pay Nearby shopping card. In an order, RBI has put HDFC Bank to a temporary halt. In the order, the RBI has asked the bank to temporarily stop all launches of digital business generating activities planned under its program Digital 2.0. Other proposed business generating IT application and sourcing of new credit customer. So these 3 points are important. Why this has happened? Because let me tell you, I was also trying to do a payment using my HDFC Bank, and my payment was continuously failing for multiple days, 2 days. So this has happened for around 3 times, and now RBI has took action on HDFC, and they have told HDFC to troubleshoot all the technical glitches which they are having. Why RBI is scolding HDFC? Because if there is tech glitch, then only hackers can get into that and draw whatever money they can do. Recently, we saw that SolarWind hack happened in USA and the Pentagon files were leaked. Similarly, Microsoft source code was also hacked by Russian hackers, and ransomware hack we have seen a couple of years back what happened in Indian companies. So that's why RBI is very rigid that because HDFC is very big, they have a huge balance sheet, too much profit. So if HDFC will not tighten its security and technology, then whom you are going to expect? Yes Bank or Grameen Banks? Obviously, HDFC and ICICI, SBI will have to show the be the torch bearer. And now RBI has done some partiality over here. SBI has also faced same issues, but SBI is under the watch list. RBI has not taken any action on SBI, but yes, in recent time we can see that SBI will be also sanctioned by RBI for sourcing of new credit card customer, generating IT apps, and any digital 2.0 program under its planned digital activities. So this is an action taken by RBI. Now, Paytm has announced its partnership with Suryoday Small Finance Bank to empower MSMEs with instant digital loans. Okay. So Paytm has announced that it will partnership with Suryoday Small Finance Bank. Now, where is the headquarters of Suryoday Small Finance Bank? Do comment in the comment box or Google it out on your own. Paytm has also waived all charges on merchant transactions, merchant discount rate. So after Google Pay started charging the merchants for payment gateway, Paytm is doing a lot for the merchants and MSMEs. The Dharwad Headquarter Regional Rural Bank, Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank, has launched a Krishi overdraft facility for farmer. So the headquarter of Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank is Dharwad. Okay, there is a IIT also at Dharwad, and there is a Tata Motor factory also at Dharwad, and it's in Karnataka. FinIn launched India's first neo-banking platform, partners with SBM Bank India. So SBM is State Bank of Mauritius, and FinIn has launched India's first neo-banking platform. So it's a kind of platform which will use technology more and more to bring customers and to push the credit and all those lending activities which bank does. PNB launches PNB Lens to speed up loan delivery. PNB Lens, the lending solution. So Lens is for to speed up loan delivery. So basically, less human interaction and more technology, less paperwork. RBI has decided to set up an automated bank note processing center in Jaipur for receipt, storage and dispatch of currency notes. So there will be a new center in Jaipur, automated bank note processing center. Indian Bank has entered into an agreement with Small Industry Development Bank of India (SIDBI) to use the latter's asset restructuring model for MSME borrowers. So Indian Bank has partnered with SIDBI for which reason? To restructure the model for MSME borrowers. Lucknow Municipal Corporation was listed at Bombay Stock Exchange at a very attractive coupon rate of 8.5% for a 10-year bond. So you can see Lucknow Municipal Corporation bonds are there on the BSE and for a 10-year bond at 8.5%. Now, if somebody is investing at 8.5%, so what rule of 72 says? So it will take around 9 years to double your money. If you are investing 100 rupees, so it will become 200 rupees in around 9 years. How? Because 72 upon 8.5 is around 9%. So that's called rule of 72. If the interest rate is 24%, then it will take 3 years. 72 by 24, it is 3. If the rate of interest is 36, then 2 years. If the rate of interest is 72%, then it will take 1 year. And Tesla grew at around 700% in fiscal year 2020. So rule of 72 vanishes in front of Elon Musk, because you can grow your money 7 times if you apply rule of 72. So that was something from the finance of RBI and SEBI syllabus. Now coming to back RBI question. RBI clears reappointment of Uday Kotak as MD of Kotak Mahindra Bank for 3 years. So in November week 3 ZK, I mentioned why Uday Kotak was not made the, on YouTube. On YouTube, SEBI GK top 200 series is going on. So in the part 2 of that video, I have mentioned that Uday Kotak was again made the Kotak Mahindra Bank MD and CEO. Why he was stopped? The reason is mentioned in that YouTube video. Go and watch that particular video to get the idea. Now here we will see some static news and schemes. So first discuss about schemes. New entrant in One Nation One Ration Card scheme, Andaman and Nicobar Island. So again, there are few people living in Andaman and Nicobar Island, and this will come under One Nation One Ration Card scheme. Assam, Arunodoi scheme. PM Wani, Wi-Fi access network interface scheme, Wi-Fi hotspots throughout the country. Why One Nation One Ration Card is in news? One Nation One Ration Card is need of the hour, because in coronavirus we saw that migrants migrated from Maharashtra, Delhi, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka to states like UP, Bihar, MP, Rajasthan and states like this. So basically this happened because the ration cards of these migrants was there in their home state, and there is no privilege that is being provided at those states where they have migrated. Now, after implementing One Nation One Ration Card, if the migrant is living in Bihar or Andaman Nicobar, the same person can get 25 kg of rice and wheat and pulses at any state. So that's a revolutionary step taken by central government, which will eventually help the economy to grow. But yes, migration is a serious problem, and states who are less developed should focus more on how to stop the migration. See, migration for prosperity is at least okay. But if migration is only happening from few places to few places, then that's bad, because that shows that your economic policies are flawed. Why economic policies are flawed? Because all your developmental work and infrastructure development is constituted in few areas only. And if I talk about last 70 years, so no new city has been created. We have earlier also Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and until now we have only these cities as the main cities. We have developed only very few small cities, that's also in outskirts of Delhi, like Noida, Gurgaon, Faridabad, which have 5-10 lakh population. In Maharashtra also Navi Mumbai and Powai, something like that, again with a small population. We have not created any greenfield city which have the potential of holding around 1 crore or 2 crore people, or at least say 50 lakh people. So we need to focus on those places where we can do something like that. Like Saudi Arabia is creating Neom city. China has also done that in the recent past. So in last 70 years, we are not able to create a greenfield city, and that city should be present in every part of India, either north, west, east and south. Currently east is a little bit backward, because Kolkata is losing their charm, because Kolkata was a hub of industry and education 70 years back, but because of political reasons and many things, Kolkata is now losing its charm, and the East India is now going backward at a faster rate. Coming back to the static news, International Sand Art Festival and Konark Festival, Odisha. Why? Because Sudarshan Patnaik, the sand artist, comes from Odisha. So obviously the Sand Art Festival will happen in Odisha. Konark Temple is there, so Konark Festival. Raimona National Park, Assam. 8th Northeast Festival, Guwahati, Assam. So 2 news from Assam. Raimona, Northeast Festival. Suryadhar Lake, Dehradun, Uttarakhand. Suryadhar. Hornbill Festival, Nagaland. So in the last video, I have asked about Hornbill Festival. So there is a book also either in 11th or 12th CBSE that is named as Hornbill. So there are 2 books. One is Hornbill and another book is, I forgot the name. Majuli Island is in Assam. So there is a bridge also made on Majuli Island. So you can constitute from here that yes, the Majuli Island is in Assam, and this is important. Majuli Island is in Assam. It's important for the further mains. Riang Bru tribe, Tripura. Sore Temple, Tamil Nadu. So these news are important. This news is very important. Vani scheme is also important, and Arunodoi is also important. So do learn all these stuffs. Now we have some appointments for all of you over here, and this is very heavy PDF, man. Let me sip a glass of water first. It's not in our hand like in which week or in which month there will be more GK, but still we will provide you very less pages for every month, and in the market you will get 100 to 100 pages of PDF for every month, and our PDF is not more than 20-25 pages for every month. So that's basically very affordable and consumable. So do share the news with all your friends and push them to subscribe for Lit Mode. Uday Shankar is now the president of FICCI, Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. Recently, 93rd commemoration of FICCI has also happened, and Satya Nadella, Narendra Modi commenced this FICCI 93rd commemoration. And who is Uday Shankar? Basically, Uday Shankar is a guy who went to New Delhi to prepare for UPSC. He got to till the interview also, but he was rejected. So he thought that why to give more years to UPSC. So he joined as a journalist in a leading newspaper, and after that he joined Star Group, and he was the CEO of Star Group for many years. He was the Hotstar app was the brainchild of Uday Shankar, and Hotstar is specifically focused on sports. So only based on sports, Hotstar has reached where there it is now. Now you are seeing the web series like Criminal Justice and Hostages on Hotstar, but initially only due to cricket, because it is Star Group's app. So only due to cricket and few rubbish daily soaps serials, which I don't think is good for time pass also. So Uday Shankar rose from Hotstar, and now he's the chairman of FICCI, and this guy is a role model for many. And if you want to know about Uday Shankar, do check out his Wikipedia, and basically he also belongs to state Bihar. Ranjit Disale won the UN Global Teacher Award winner 2020 for promoting girl education in Maharashtra. Now Ranjit Disale is a very popular name in Indian industry. Why? Because Ranjit Desale got this award at a very young age for promoting girl education, and he was using QR code to basically transfer those knowledges to multiple government schools, and that also helped the girl education. So Ranjit Desale got the UN Global Teacher Award winner 2020. There is a news now related to Gitanjali Rao. Gitanjali Rao, she has been named as Time Magazine's first ever Kid of the Year. So first ever Kid of the Year, Gitanjali Rao, she is from Indian origin. So that girl has brought glory to India, and because of India's very rich cultural heritage and very nice brand run to US, that's why we get a respect from US and too much FDI from US in our economy. And one more thing, either Trump is the president or Biden is the president. Whosoever becomes the president, they can't cut off the tie between India and US, because the software industry and the people to people connection of India and US is so tight now that if any Tom, Dick and Harry comes at the position of president, India-US relation will remain as cool as it is as of now. And the geopolitical reason is also there, because till 2030 China will be the leading economy, and when China will be the first economy real GDP wise, not nominal. Nominally China is on the top as of now, because when India will be third at 2030 and US will be second, so US will be not having any option other than to pull in India, and when number 2 and 3 will club in, then only you can fight with number 1. So India and US have to have hand in hand coordination, and recently through the pacts of Lemua, Comcasa, we have also seen that Mr. Mike Pompeo and Donald Trump had done a lot. But yes, a lot has to be done, because the India and US trade is currently at $100 billion, and this has to be at least $500 billion if we want to do something big as China did in the recent decades. Now, the fourth news is related to Akshay Kumar. Akshay Kumar is the new brand ambassador of Horlicks Protein Plus. Rosni Nadar, the daughter of Shiv Nadar, topped the Hurun list of India's wealthiest women. She is the chairperson of HCL. MS Golwalkar, second campus of Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotech will be named after MS Golwalkar. MS Golwalkar was second chief of RSS, who was the first Syama Prasad Mukherjee or Veer Savarkar. Go and Google it out. The most prominent ideologue of Hindutva. So Golwalkar, Savarkar and Syama Prasad Mukherjee, these people are the torch bearers of Jansangh, RSS, BJP from last 100 years. A.R. Rahman, ambassador for the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, BAFTA, Breakthrough Initiative. So he is the ambassador for BAFTA. Another Indian from India became the brand ambassador of BAFTA. So there is a fun fact that we were the colony of England 70 years back, and now we are seeing people from India becoming ambassador of BAFTA. We are going to again in 2019 also we left UK back. When talk about real GDP, India left out UK and reached to the 5th position. Again we are at 6th position, but again we will draw back UK to the 6th position and will reach 5. So we were colony of UK 70 years back, and now we are a more big economy than UK. So that's a sense of proud, but yes, there are more challenges also. Boris Johnson, Britain Prime Minister Boris Johnson will be the chief guest on the Republic Day of India. Proud moment for us. Virat Kohli is the fastest batsman to reach 12,000 runs. Again, it's discussed. Jacinda Ardern, New Zealand's PM Jacinda Ardern has declared a climate emergency. So why she has declared a climate emergency? Obviously, there is multiple reasons. Harshvardhan, first SCO Young Scientist Conclave inaugurated by Dr. Harshvardhan, Ministry of Science and Tech. The MP from Chandni Chowk, New Delhi, the Minister of Science Tech also, and the Health also. Utpal Kumar Singh has been appointed as General Secretary of Lok Sabha. Utpal Kumar Singh. Sandeep Kataria becomes first Indian to be appointed as Global CEO of Bata. Bata is not an Indian company, fun fact. World Athletes, Yulimar Rojas and Mondo Duplantis are the 2020 female and male World Athletes of the Year. Lewandowski, Bayern Munich superstar Robert Lewandowski was crowned FIFA Best Player of the World. So Lewandowski won this award, and he was from Bayern Munich, that's a German football club. Now coming to Euro Cup, so Euro Cup 2020 is postponed to 2021. Tokyo Olympics also postponed to 2021. World T20 World Cup is also postponed to 2021. Olympic in Japan, World Cup T20 in Australia. Now the next slide. Yes. So Dineshwar Sharma, few obituaries. So Dineshwar Sharma, IB chief. Dineshwar Sharma passed away recently. He was IPS officer from state Bihar. Valéry Giscard, former president of France, Valéry Giscard has passed away. Dharampal Gulati, MDH, Masala CEO, has passed away. So this was a sad moment, but again, social media was stormed by this event, and Dharampal Gulati is no more. He was born in Pakistan but built an empire in India only on spices. Jafarullah Khan Jamali, former Pakistan Prime Minister, passed away. S. Ramakrishnan, ISRO scientist S. Ramakrishnan, passed away. Corey Anderson, Corey Anderson has retired from international cricket. So Corey Anderson has not died. Sorry for putting his name in this box, but yes, Corey Anderson has retired from international cricket, and we can see here how Australia and New Zealand player retire from international cricket at peak of their career or in young age. But in India, we have to kick out every player because they don't want to leave any format of the cricket. So that's a very sad thing. After Sachin Tendulkar, we have not seen a very good good farewell of any Indian cricketer. So that's a bad news. There should be a mindset change in Indian cricketers also, that if you are doing good and if you think that there are more people on benches, say bye bye. There is no need to play all three formats for a long period. Like play couple of formats. It's not good to play all formats and get your fitness disturbed. Business Person of the Year, Adobe CEO Shantanu Narayan and MasterCard CEO Ajay Banga have been named by Fortune among the Business Person of the Year 2020. The list was topped by Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Michael Maybach will be the new CEO of MasterCard effective 1st January 2021. So new CEO of MasterCard will be Michael Maybach. Gaofen 14. China successfully launched a new Earth observation satellite, Gaofen 14. SafeMe application. Cybersecurity solution provider Lucidus has launched the application SafeMe. Serbia, Senior Individual World Cup of Wrestling venue, Belgrade, Serbia. So Belgrade is in Serbia, and it will hold the World Cup of Wrestling. Global Terrorism Index, India has been ranked at 8th globally. Afghanistan has topped the index. So India is at number 8 position at Global Terrorism Index. GST collection, 1,04,000 crore of gross GST revenue collected in the month of November 2020. FIFA headquarters, Zurich, Switzerland. India and US has signed an MOU on intellectual property cooperation. Now you can see the news related to FIFA here. FIFA World Cup 2020, which will take place in February 2021. Venue is Qatar in Gulf. Japan will host the Club World Cup in its existing format in late 2021. It means there will be 2 Club World Cups in the same year. Japan has hosted the Club World Cup 8 times before, most recently 2016. Now again there is some loan news from ADB. So ADB has granted $190 million loan to Bengaluru and $430 million to UP. $430 million to UP to improve power supply, and $190 million loan to upgrade power distribution to Bengaluru. Both are related to power supply. IIT Alumni Council is to launch an India Empowerment Fund to invest up to 50,000 crore over the next 10 years to revitalize the country's research ecosystem. The fund will be launched during the IIT 2020 Virtual Summit Future is Now, which is slated to be inaugurated by the Narendra Modi. Lahore of Pakistan has again topped the list of world's most polluted cities, and we have also more than 7 cities out of 15 cities in the world. So that's a very shameful thing, and government is doing nothing on this thing because there is no EV policy, no strong thing. Only we have toothless organizations like NGT, CSC, Down Earth Magazine, Sunita Narayan. These people are just writing articles, and on ground we are seeing nothing is happening, and our GDP is contracting also because of pollution, and small kids are dying. Small kids' mental ability is getting impacted because of pollution. Do Google it out, the impact of pollution on the mental ability and IQ of small kids. You will be enthralled knowing this. Fun fact, Sonia Gandhi, the president of Congress, I don't know if she's president of Congress as of now or not, because Rahul Baba is the president. Something is going on between them. But yeah, Sonia Gandhi is now living in Goa. She has left Delhi. Why? Because of air pollution. So you can see, if politicians like Sonia Gandhi is going to Goa, then what will happen to 3 crore people living in Delhi? Apart from that, in last couple of years back, PMO installed 500 air purifiers in the PMO. So government is not doing anything on pollution, but they are installing air purifiers. They are going to states like Goa, Maldives. Now how 90 crore people out of 140 crore people who are not having 2 square meals and are dependent on our public distribution system for wheat and rice, how they can afford to go to Goa and Maldives and to install air purifier, which is at least 10,000 of cost. So this is a very serious issue, and if you are a thinker, then you can think of this. This is a very serious issue, and if anybody of you are enthralled by these facts. So you can also think of a startup which can solve the problem India is facing as of now in the pollution. Now, Mission COVID Suraksha. Government of India has donated raised 900 crore for R&D in vaccine development under Mission COVID Suraksha. Transparency International's latest survey has revealed that India has the highest bribery rate in Asia. International Anti-Corruption Day is 9 December. So India has the highest bribery rate in Asia. And in the world, the rank is 77 as mentioned in the last video. So again, this is a simple thing that after Arvind Kejriwal becoming the mainstream politician, also we are seeing that India is ranking very low in the bribery. And yes, the whole movement India against corruption, all thing didn't work, and we are again at very bad position. So these are very simple facts. Now there are a few important dates, and the video has become a bit longer. Beg my pardon, because I can't stop to share whatever knowledge I have with all of you, because I don't think I can save my knowledge, because sharing is caring. When I share the knowledge, then also I get motivated to read more. Then if I will read more, get more magazines, more newspapers, then only I will share more information and knowledge to you people, because nowadays all newspapers are paid. So we have subscribed to multiple magazines, newspapers, and go through multiple things to bring very valid and good information for you people. So do share about Lit Mode with all the people you know. World AIDS Day, 1st December. Computer Literacy Day, 2nd December. Abolition of Slavery, 2nd December. National Pollution Prevention Day, 2nd December. Bhopal gas tragedy also happened on 2nd December 1984. And there is Navy Day on 4th of December. World Soil Day, 5th of December. The headquarter of FAO, Food organization, basically Food and Agriculture Organization in FAO, Italy, Rome, and the theme is Keep Soil Alive, Protect Soil Biodiversity. And Armed Forces Flag Day, 7th December. So these dates are important. Do remember this, and thank you for watching the video, and God bless you all. Do share about us in your friend circle, whosoever are going to appear in SEBI Grade A exam, either for descriptive English. Also our courses are running for SBI PO Mains, RRB PO Mains, RRB Clerk Mains, IBPS PO Mains, IBPS Clerk Mains, IB Intelligence Bureau. Also we have our courses on, so go and just ask any question you have at hi@litmode.in. Any questions, just drop a mail. Thank you for watching the video. God bless you all, and Happy New Year to all of you.